Influence and impact are two completely different animals. Influence trumps impact. Influence is true clout.
And now, please welcome our keynote speaker, Connie Dieken.
Influence leads people to commit, not comply, to volunteer, not surrender. And I believe that every person in this room has the ability to influence others. When you influence people, you inspire action, you drive results, you lead to transformation. Are you here in meetings because you want to have a moment of impact on people? No. You're here because you want to have a lasting influence. You want people to take that information outside of this room, implement it, and change their lives. I believe that communication is critical to success because as a leader, what that really boils down to is getting your message so that it's heard, understood, and then acted upon. And so real leaders today have to be able to cut through all of the clutter that's out there and have their voice be the one that people listen for and respond to positively. We women have been conditioned to believe that we're not enough, that we need the right hair and makeup, the right clothes and the right shoes in order to have a nice outer presence. And as difficult as it is for me to say, it's not about the shoes. The late Steve Jobs, in his famous Stanford speech, said, "Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice." Dr. Martin Luther King, "I have a dream," he said. Not, "I have a 17-point plan that I think might work." He was centered in inner boldness.
Connie doesn't want me to say too much about her. I find that fitting since she's the author of Talk Less, Say More, which, by the way, has been the #1 book on iTunes globally. Please welcome Connie Dieken.
Did you realize every time you give a presentation, there are actually 3 presentations happening? There's the one you deliver, the one you wish you had delivered, and the one the audience experiences. Of these 3, which one matters? Only the one the audience experiences. I believe presentations today are deeply broken. Deeply. We have people hosting readathons who have wall-to-wall slides and they're reading it to people. How many of you have been in a presentation like that recently? How is that working for you? And that's really the crux of leadership, because today there's so much what I call communiclutter, meaning there are so many messages bombarding people that if you are a high-performance communicator, you can get your message across no matter what the difficulties may be. In the mid-1980s, in a moment of youthful audacity, I became a television anchorwoman. Perhaps you remember the type. I had big hair and bigger shoulder pads. My first lucky break, I was recruited by an NBC-owned station. The suits were looking for a female to anchor the evening news, and apparently I looked the part. A few weeks after I arrived, it was time for a hair trim, so I asked the suits, where should I go? They sent me to their preferred stylist. There I am in the stylist's chair. He's chatting and cutting, telling me how he's made his name by cutting anchor women's hair. And all this time, he has me turned away from the mirror until he's ready for his big reveal. When he spins me back around, I see that my hair has shrunk significantly from here to here. But I just wanted a trim, I said. Oh no, honey, he said, you need a defining look. In fact, what you really need is jet black hair. All the anchors have blonde hair. With jet black hair, you'll really stand out. You'll have impact. Now, I'm still getting a grip on this hair scare, so I ask him to call the news director to ensure this is okay before he turns me into Elvira. He gets on the phone, lays out his big plan, and turns decidedly pale. We've been summoned. Back to the television station we go, up to the corner office, to the TV troika that is lying in wait. The general manager, station manager, and news director. They take one look at my short due and say to the stylist, "What in the F-bomb did you do to her?" Now it's my turn. The rage continues. That is not the blankety blank image we hired. We hired hot. You're now ugly. People will race for their remote controls to turn you off. In that moment, I had impact. What I lacked was influence. I've spent the last decade studying the dynamics of influence and discovering what it was that causes some people to have moments of impact and other people to have lasting influence. Your purpose is your power. What's your purpose? You must believe there's something bigger at play than just you. And by the way, there always is. Inner boldness is based in purpose. You're fueled by something bigger than you. Do you bring it? People are not influenced by your presence. Impacted, yes. Influenced, no. And why is that? Because your presence is not what you look like. Your presence is how you make people feel. When you are centered in inner boldness and convey messages that are compelling and deliver them with an authentic outer presence, you will have a return on influence. You'll gain true clout to inspire actions and drive results. Thank you very much for coming today. I appreciate it. Thank you.